Hi, it's Gina Din-Kariuki, and you're watching Shaping African Conversations. I think, as we were young and our parents taught us, you really are judged by the company you keep. And it's really easy when you're in a business like mine, when I first started out 20 years ago, where you actually sort of take on lots of clients, even though they might not be the right fit for you. And I think one of the lessons that I've really learned in the 20 years is to be really selective about the company you keep, because you're defined by that. And even though it was something my mother would tell me about my friends when I was younger, it really does apply in the corporate world as well. And in the last few years, we've become quite selective about the company that we keep, and it's really important, because I think companies are judged not just by the clients they have, and we've seen in the last few weeks a number of the clients that we have had, but they're also judged by the work they turned down. And it's not something that is really easy to do, but I think it was Tony Blair that actually said, in leadership, saying yes is easy, saying no is much harder. And we've been able to actually say no in the last few years. And it's scary to say no, but it's always when you say no that you create room for a client that is definitely, a much better fit for you. And that doesn't mean that a client that I wouldn't take might not be good for a different agency. The fit might just be better there. So I think, I think part of my journey has been to learn the ability to say no. And the other thing is, on the whole issue of branding, is where we place our brands. In the last few weeks, we've seen the whole issue of when the WHO chose Robert Mugabe to be their goodwill ambassador. And you just kind of wonder, you're like, okay, well, here's Zimbabwe, which has a really broken health system. And WHO would then choose Robert Mugabe, who's not really viewed internationally as, the most ideal person that you'd want your brand to be with. But even then, I mean, the outcry in Zimbabwe was just crazy. And it took a while before the WHO kind of realized that, that wasn't a great fit. Many times in brands, where we place our brands is really, it's key. Who you're seen to be doing business with, or who you hang out with. And I think that also comes to, a personal level, is that, who are you spending your time with? Because I think that's, we are influenced so much by the people that we spend our time with. And as I've gotten older and, become more experienced in my business, I think the whole area of creating a safety circle around you is where you're having people in that circle who, you're accountable to, who will, put you on track should you go off track. Because even if we have so many years experience, there are times that, we might not be doing everything that we should be doing. We might not be realizing our own full potential, or we might be doing something really terrible and just not realizing it ourselves because we're human. But it's been really a lesson for me, and the whole issue of the WHO just kind of brought it home to me last week. It was like, actually, how careful are we with our brands, and how careful are we with who we associate with, not just professionally, but just personally as well. So the 20 years has really taught me a lot about you wanting to do business with like-minded people. And that doesn't mean that we have to share the same view. It just would mean that our value systems are the same, because I think that's really what doing good business is about when your values are the same, when you realize that, I personally want to create impact, and I want to do business with businesses that want to create impact. I think those are the areas for me that I'm finding, that's where the connection is for me. And so I think, saying no is definitely an art. It's something that when one starts one's own business, one doesn't do very easily. And obviously survival makes you just do business, right? But over time, I've become really good at being able to say no. It's Gina Din-Kariuki, and you've been watching Shaping African Conversations. I hope you were able to learn a little bit today. If you liked it, please share it. Please engage with our different pages on social media, And please subscribe to our YouTube page. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.